Moving to our topic, how blood groups are inherited. Now, a person has one of the four blood groups. We know that A, B, AB, and O. This blood group system, it is controlled by a gene which has three different forms denoted by the symbol IA, IB, and IO. Now the genes IA and IB are said to be codominant. Why? Because they both are equally dominant and they do not show dominance over each other, so we call them codominant. However, IA and IB both are dominant over IO. Means IO is said to be recessive in relation to genes IA and IB. Although there are three gene forms for the blood, but any person can have only two of them. We know there are three, but a person has only two of them. Two of them means it depends on the alleles. The combination can be IA, IAIO, IB, IB and IO, or it can be IO and IO. Fourth option is IA and IB. So on the basis of this we say blood group A, blood group B, blood group O, or blood group AB. Now, very simple that we have to carry it out in the form of a cross, where we say that how these four forms, or we basically say this or this or this is inherited. For this we are going to draw a table. Just to remember a few things we say, what could be the blood group and what is the antigen on RBCs, what would be the antibody in plasma, then the blood group, and we are going to formulate it. See, if we say someone has blood group A, then the antigen on RBC has to be IA and IA or IAIO, and the antibody in plasma has to be anti-B or simply B. Every antigen on the RBCs, it has an antibody related to it. So anti-B or B. This blood group is A, having an antibody B. Same way, when we are talking about B, it has IB, IB, IBIO, and anti-A or small a. So this means this blood group B has an antibody A in its plasma. Then AB, IA, IB. It will remain like this only. No antibody, nil. So it has blood group AB. And in case of O, it is IO, or we simply write this form, and both the antibodies are there. So blood group is this and antibodies both. ABs, they become universal recipient, and O becomes the universal donor, because AB, because of having no antibodies in the plasma, will receive blood from the three different blood groups, but AB, antibodies will not automatically welcome these different antibodies and will remain always a donor. Because of having no antigen, it will become a donor and this will become a recipient. What do we mean by donor and recipient? In case of blood grouping system, generally what happens, the antibodies are supposed to attack the antigen that comes in response. Okay, if I say I have a blood group B, it means my antibodies in the storehouse are all A. So it is not going to welcome any other blood group which is having a different antibody. I'm taking all the four options. If a blood group A comes with an antibody B, this antibody will attack this antigen on the RBCs and it will prove fatal. So this will not be welcomed easily. If I introduce B blood group, automatically this is the same, having the antigen and antibody exactly the same as the house has. So it will be welcomed. If I'm talking about blood group AB, cannot be a donor. Why? Because again this antibody which is there in the plasma, it is going to attack the antigen and is going to prove fatal. That means antigen antibody fight and automatically the RBCs will be suffering. If I am introducing blood group O, blood group O means antibodies AB and no antigen. If there is no antigen, antibodies has no antigen to attack, and antibodies always welcome another antibodies. There is no antibody fight. There is always an antibody and antigen fight. When there is no antigen, automatically this is also welcomed. So B and O will become the donors, not A and AB. Okay, this is how the blood groups are inherited. Now taking a simple problem related to the blood groups. Supposingly a man having blood group AB, okay, let's take A, marries a woman having blood group, let's take O first, a combination of A and O, and they have babies. What will be the blood group of their children? Alright, we have to find out the blood group of children. Now we have no information regarding E. For O we know the combination is always IO and IO. But for A we do not know what will be the blood group genotype. So let's consider two examples. In the first example, if we take that the blood group A has genotype IA and IA, right, and women's blood group O has a genotype IO and IO, carrying out a cross a Punnett square combination, where we want to check IAIO, 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 means everywhere A is dominant over O. Therefore, the children in this case are going to be all having blood group A, right? All children will have blood group A. But if we take second example where we take blood group A in the form of genotype IA and IO, okay, and that of women is IO, that we know. So there, in this case, there is an equal chance that genotype would be reflected in this manner. Let's consider the case. This symbol is for male and we are writing the male genotype is this and the female genotype is this. IAIO, IOIO, IAIO, IOIO. Now see, in this case there is an equal chance of genotype of the child's blood. Can be A, can be O. So children can show a blood group of A also and blood group O. Due to this, there is an equal chance. That means 50% of them can be A and 50% of them can be O. But here, all of them can acquire only one blood group, that is A. And here, children can have blood group A as well as blood group O. Alright, this way we come to the second inheritance trait of these human beings, that is the sex-linked human trait, sex determination. This mechanism of sex determination in human beings and also in fruit fly, it is known as XX and XY mechanism. Why? Because the chromosomes which determine the sex of the children, these are the sex chromosomes, and in case of female these are XX and in case of male these are XY. A male has one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. This means half of the male gametes or sperms will have X chromosome and the other half will have Y chromosome, while a female is homogametic. Female has two X chromosomes and automatically the X is assorted, X is carried forward whenever the cross is formed. So we are writing parents, writing male has 44 plus XY and female has 44 plus XX. During segregation, it comes 22 plus X and 22 plus Y. This is 22 plus X and 22 plus Y. Because of less space, I'm writing here, otherwise you have to write next to it. Now these are the two types of gametes shown by the parents. Carrying out a cross, we write 22 plus X, as we are supposed to write the male gametes on top and the female gametes on this side. We are writing 22 plus X and 22 plus Y, 22 plus X and 22 plus X here. This will come out to be 44 plus XX, 44 plus XY, 44 plus XX, 44 plus XY. Alright. Now this extermination says that it is purely on the male's genotype because they acquire both the different types of sperms, that what will be the sex of the child. If this pair combination happens to occur, then it's a girl. If this pair combination happens to occur, then it is a baby boy. This type of sex determination is XX and XY mechanism. Alright.